to show you the real power of a Prime!
Coming up on Crossfire Collectibles, we have the Fantasmo Studio FS-01 Elite Leader. Stick around. What's up and welcome to Crossfire Collectibles. Today's video we're going to be unboxing, building, and reviewing the Fantasmo Studio FS-01 Elite Leader, a buildable model kit, Transformers Rise of the Beasts Optimus Prime. So here it is. We're still working with this bit of a smaller workspace, but bear with us for the time being. We will get that upgraded soon. Let's go ahead and show off the box. It has a nice kind of holographic prism look in there, like in the sheen itself, so very nice. You have this embossed picture of Prime on the front. Up there at the top, you have Fantasmo Studio, ages 16 and up, FS-01 Elite Leader, Alloy Edition Boutique Model. This packaging picture is for reference only. Please refer to the actual product. And you have Elite Leader here down on the side. Nothing on this side. Fantasmo Studio FS-01 Elite Leader on that side. Nothing again on this one. And down at the bottom, you have some international standards made in China. Flip it around to the back, and there you have a few images of the Prime itself. There he is with his blaster, opening up his chest to reveal the Matrix, pointing ahead and leading the way, and getting into this little kind of crouched pose. So very, very neat. I'm pretty excited for this one. I've heard some great reviews on it, but we're gonna figure it out for ourselves. So let's go ahead and get him popped open. But first, please subscribe to the channel. Alright, so I picked this one up on AliExpress. He's been sold out for a while on Shozy store, normally where I would pick up some of these bots at. We got him on Ali, and here he is. So let's go ahead and get the inner packaging out of the box. We'll go ahead and pick this up and show you the figure in the plastic dungeon. Of course, his smokestacks fell. Here he has an instruction sheet. So we'll open that up and give you a brief shot. There is a magnetic energon axed head here that will light up his eyes, chest, and operate the working mechanisms apparently in his stomach. So open it up a little bit more. It just shows you all the details, all the articulation, all that good stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and get this figure popped out. But first, around to the back, he comes with this USB Type-C adapter, so you can go ahead and charge the figure, which is really cool. So no batteries involved with this one. But let's go ahead, pop this open, get all the pieces out, and we'll go over them one by one. So here's the figure. All the additional pieces and accessories we have laid out below. So you can see you kind of don't really have to build the whole figure, but you do have to put some stuff onto him. So just coming out of the packaging alone, this looks absolutely amazing. The detail is phenomenal. It says diecast. I can definitely feel it down in the legs. These parts, they just look great. I'm gonna go ahead and bring his head up so you get a nice shot of that. And just look at the detail. You have the blues and the silvers. You have a little bit of a black wash in and around the head pattern. So very, very nice. A little bit of a copper in there as well. So very cool. There's the ball joint on the bottom. We'll get back to this. He's got a pair of hands here. So we'll show off one. You have the blue paint on top, the silver underneath. There's the ball joint at the wrist. He has a ball joint connecting to his thumb here. You have a set of pin joints in that thumb. Down at the fingers, all four are separate so they can actually spread out. And then they also have some pins in there to allow them to articulate like so. So really nice. A lot of articulation in these fingers and they look great. I love when they can spread out like that, you know, instead of just having your normal three stuck together and then the one single. But that's nice, you can spread them out. Both hands can articulate in the same way, so that is a major plus. So here we have a pair of his smokestacks. You can see that nice metallic silver paint. Very cool. They will plug in by each end down here. Coming over to his two Energon blades. So these will attach on the insides of the arms with these tabs here. So you have that nice almost silver gunmetal color with a little bit of that copper in there, coming down to this translucent orange Energon blade. So very, very cool. Two of those. Now he also has an Energon X. So first we'll start with his handle, also with that silver metallic look. A little bit of airbrushing in there, not too much. And then you have the head right here, which will come up to, you see a lot of the different trims on there. Definitely some black wash in there. You have the coppers and some gold in this one. You have the translucent orange coming out, you know, starting with a more thicker as the opacity kind of dulls, and you can see more clear through it at the ends. So we will go ahead and snap that piece up into the end of the head right here. You can see the tabs down here so they can plug into either side of his hands. There's a little bit of weight up here on the end, so that's where the magnet will be to be able to activate the mechanisms and lights, which we'll get to shortly. Coming around to his arms, here are his right and left arm right here. Now, there are no Autobot logos up here on the shoulders, but I probably will put some on them maybe later on, possibly tonight, tomorrow, I'm not sure. Not during this video, because I need to actually find the right size and size them out. I'm not going to waste time doing it on the video, but we are going to add those. This looks amazing. You can see the black wash in the creases all around the shoulder, even coming down to the forearm, especially on the door. I love how that door looks. You got that mirror kind of folded in, nice red paint. You have a little caution stamp right here, some golds in there, some coppers, black, blue, and then there's joints. Look at that, just in and out. You have all that detail up in there. I love how they did this design with the wheel as kind of like the elbow joint. There's the elbow itself with that blue paint on it. This looks great. The tire is actually rubber too, so that's pretty awesome. There you can see your area up in there that you would peg that Energon blade into, just like that. And then of course your socket to be able to plug the hands into. I'm gonna go ahead and do it for this one. So we'll go ahead and pop this one in right there. Don't know what we're gonna do with the hands yet, but it's in there pretty nice and snug too. I don't want to twist that too hard because I'm not trusting it. It's a bit tight. Work it around a bit. We don't want it snapping off. That is definitely plastic and not die cast, so we do have a risk of breaking it if we mess with it too much. I'm gonna look at that little shoulder peg up in here. So extend that out. See all the detail up in there. Not much on the inside. It's pretty bare, but it looks great. Both arms are the same, just opposite sides. So we'll go ahead and take our right hand and pop that into the socket right here. We do want to work that around a bit, get a little more comfortable with its housing, so that way we don't risk any snapping. All right, so moving on, we're going to go ahead and show off his blaster. Pretty traditional, but also it has that movie touch to it from Rise of the Beasts. You have that nice metallic paint, some coppers and golds in there, as well as the black wash. So very, very nice. Looks great. Oh, this end spins up here, so that's pretty cool. Down to the bottom, there is a button. So if we hit that, we do have some light effects. So you have that yellow light down here at the end of the barrel, and up at the top, you have that red one. I believe you can see a little bit on the sides here and here, the light coming through. Hit that button again, and you have a pulsing mode. And you hit it one more time, and you have a rapid mode. Once more, turns it off. So no magnet needed for these, but it does work, and very nice. So now we'll angle this up some, and we'll go ahead and check out our figure. So looking over him, go ahead and check his torso out. That looks great. You see the translucent windows right here for the chest, the windshields on them. We can go ahead and open that up, lift up that matrix chamber, and we'll reveal the matrix of leadership right up in there like that. You can take it out. So you can see silver, got the copper, translucent blue. It doesn't look like this is die cast, but that's okay. I don't really expect to be displaying that with it open too much. If you look down in between that grill, you can see some of the mechanics. So he's got some gears going on in there. A little difficult to see. Let me see if I can get a light on it a little better for you. There you go. You see a little bit more of all that work going on inside of it. We'll go ahead and close this up, and we'll check out some of the articulation up here on the chest before we put them together. So that torso, you can see the back, how it kind of folds down and comes together. That looks great. All the detail in it, man. Gunmetal, the silver, the red, black wash. You have the golds and the coppers. A little more silver up here on the top of these little window guards here. So I don't think we can lift that up. Very nice. Some pieces on the sides. He has some rocking back and forth. There's a waist swivel in there. Damn. Whoop, lost a piece. I hear that's pretty common with these though. Some pieces will come off. They're not entirely glued in, but we'll worry about that later. You have these lights here kind of acting as a belt so that they can move around right on top of these skirts. You have a little bit of the white decals here on the side. Lift that skirt up here, over to the side, get that blue one up, and this back one here, and we can check out that nice little hinge joint here in the leg. I'm trying to pull this up a little bit. How far can it come up? Just about 90 degrees. And bring it back down. It can come forward, and it can go back about that far. Messing around with this leg bend here. And look at that double jointed knee. You have that revolving piece right here. As you can see moving around, you look inside, you can see the kind of gear mechanisms that allow that joint to move. You have the coppers and the silvers under there, and they come back and then form nicely to seal that thigh up right there. Coming down to the lower portion where the silvers meet the blues. Very nice again. All rubber tires in the back. You even see a bit of chrome up in there. Very cool. Down at the foot, here's where the die cast is. I can definitely feel it. Move that foot around. It's a little bit of some maneuvering. Doesn't feel like there's any side to side, but there is that hinge that's going to allow it to move forward and backward a little bit. You have that kind of ankle guard right here that can come in and out, especially the one on the back. Does that move around? Doesn't seem like it. The toe has a hinge. It goes up and down. So overall, very nice articulation so far on the assembled portion of the torso and legs. So I think what we're going to do is go ahead and start assembling the rest of these arms and applying them, but we got to put on the smokestacks. So we'll go ahead and get one on right here and go about like that, and then bring in our other, plug that in, something like that. So a little bit of die cast here on these pegs that are on the insides of the upper parts of the arms. We're going to come right over to that peg spot there, and we're going to go ahead and pop the arm in. So there we go. And then we'll come around to this side and get this one in. There we go. Pull that out some. Alright, so now we need to get up a little higher so we can see his head. So now we want to go ahead and pop the head onto that ball joint. So easy does it, just like that. Check out the articulation on that head. Oh, you can see the neck, nice range of motion down in there in that little neck around the collar. The head, whoop, oh, double ball. So he's got the ball joint on the upper and lower portions of that neck. So nice, gives you lots of mobility here. You can look down some, you can look up, and a little bit of side to side. The arms, so you see we can get them extended out about that far, and they can rotate a full 360. Very, very cool. Bending that double jointed elbow, come up about that far, and out to the side a little bit. It's got a bicep swivel. Very nice. Get them arms evened up a little more, or something like this. And then I guess go ahead and show off these lights while we're at it. So we're going to go ahead and take the head of our axe here and touch the eyes. So we got them turned on. Our next spot, we want to go ahead and touch the front of the chest here. And that should turn on the matrix. think there's a couple different tones. So you have the first one here that lights it up. Let me see, let's get a good shot of it with it open. See how bright it is. Man, that's nice and bright. Hit it again and dims it, and the third one turns it out. So there are a couple little different modes in there, which is really nice. If we shut that back up, we'll come around to his back and I'll show you guys the next spot. So right here is the charging component. So what we got to do is get a hold of this little tab here and kind of pull that down. So that'll open up our spot here that you can see, that Type-C plug. And then you could plug your charging cord into that, and then the other end into the USB, and you can charge them up. All right, so we want to get those inner gears working, and I believe in order to do that, you have to turn on the matrix power. So you hit that, turn it back around, you touch there to where you charge him at, and then you look inside, and you can see those gears moving. That is awesome. That is really cool. Whoever came up with that idea was pretty slick, but that might also be why it has kind of a hefty price tag. It's not too much. It ran about $140, but it looks like a great figure. For now, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off so I don't waste the battery. And we're going to go ahead and turn the lights off on the rest of the figure. Now, let's go ahead and gear him up. So what we're going to do first is give him his rifle. So traditional blaster, I think we're going to go ahead and put this in the right hand. So we want to find that groove on the bottom of his hand and tap the gun in. I'm going to go ahead and wrap these fingers around. Get that pointer index finger up through that trigger guard and get that thumb around the back wrapped in. And then we'll get that blaster up like this. As much as I would love to be able to show you all of this, you know, just kind of stood up straight, I just don't have the room currently, but this looks really good. Now, I don't think we're going to use these blades, but to give you an idea, we'll go ahead and have him with the blaster and the blade coming out of him. So that looks great. I want to go ahead and check out the axe. So I kind of wish you could hold the axe up a little bit higher, but you have the tab down here towards the lower end of the axe. So we open that up, and we're going to pop our axe into his left hand right here. Wrap those fingers around. Nice grip on it too. It feels nice and firm, so you don't have to worry about losing anything. Get a nice secure grip. Have him kind of just holding the axe maybe off to the side some. Something like that. Keep blades off to the sides. And damn, that is one good looking Optimus. So now we'll go ahead and get a measurement. He stands just under a foot tall, so pretty nice. Around up there about 11.5 inches, so some good height on the figure. Let me see. I think now we can try to go ahead and give you some comparisons. I'll try to look for a larger area to actually shoot this so you can see the full scale of them. Here is the Elite Leader with the YOLO Park AMK Pro Series Optimus Prime, with the Model Toys DDM-01 Dominator in vehicle mode, and with the Toy World TW F-09 Freedom Leader. Alright, so there were a few comparisons for you. Now we're going to go ahead and toss him up onto the turntable and we will give you some final thoughts.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Crossfire Collectibles.
Crossfire Collectibles.
Crossfire Collectibles.
Crossfire Collectibles. And knowing is half the battle. Yo, Joe.
We now return to the Transformers.
All right, so here you have it. The Fantasmo Studios FS-01 Elite Leader. This Transformers Rise of the Beast model kit of Optimus Prime, I gotta say, is absolutely stunning. This thing is beautiful. Down to those little nooks and crannies, you have detail on every single inch of this figure. It is amazing. I love the paints they used. You have mattes mixed with glosses, mixed with airbrush, mixed with black wash. It is like crazy, crazy detailed. the light up options, you know, for the matrix chamber in here and the eyes, and that little I guess geared mechanism, mechanical inside stomach, that is too cool. The USB that's built in that you can recharge the thing with, I mean, it couldn't get any better. I mean, except for the blaster, of course, but you know, you have a couple of lights and different options on that. But this thing is amazing. I wasn't too pressed on the price tag, but I saw this from, you know, some other collectors, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try this out and get it. And I'm very much happy that I did. This thing is absolutely beautiful. He stands well. I don't think I really have any issues with it, except for the fact that there's no rockers or pivots down in them feet. If it is, I don't know, I'm missing something, but I can't get them feet to bend, and I don't want to, you know, risk breaking anything. A bit of die cast on him, not too much. It's some down in the legs. I think there's a little up in that chest somewhere. But overall, he is plastic, and I didn't want to do too much with him because, you know, some of those ball socket joints, especially down here in the wrist that connect the hands to the forearms, they felt a bit tight. So I tried to work them around a little bit. You could always go in with a small file or something and just make them a little bit larger, but I don't want to make them too loose if it comes to that. I do have some decals I'm going to throw up on them shoulders, you know, when I finally do display them somewhere on my shelf. He's just a bit smaller than the Freedom Leader, and that's my current Optimus that I keep on display as like my main showcase. But he really wants to take the cake. He's just a bit shorter than what I need. But overall, he is fantastic. I might even have to just you know, bite the bullet and just give him this. I just think the colors stand out more. The Freedom Leaders are a bit more duller. He is more vibrant red, and he just looks overall good. Man, they did a great job. Whoever Fantasmo Studios are, I never got anything from them before. Probably a fairly new company, but they went all out, especially with that box detail. Man, that thing was great. But I would highly recommend this thing, especially if you're a Transformers collector or a model kit collector or just an Optimus Prime collector. This is a definite need for your collection. But that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. If you did, please, like always, leave that giant thumbs up, subscribe, tickle that bell so you're notified when we post future videos. Be sure to follow us on social media. And until then, we will see you in the next one. Peace.